Are you all awash with symbolic gestures? Think they're tacky or can't find one that fits you? I'm here to help. Hi, I'm Cammy Goodall and I'm a celebrant and wedding officer with Fuse Ceremonies. If you're getting married and are looking for some great advice, or if you're interested in what humanism can bring to your life, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Oh, and ring my bell to be informed of when I post new videos. Folks are often surprised the first time they come to a humanist wedding just how much beauty there is in a ceremony that doesn't feature the divine. Because some have maybe attended a registrar's wedding in the past, they anticipate a service stripped of luminosity and focusing purely on the legal necessities. But humanism is a belief system. We believe in humanity and the inherent power that our consciousness has to overcome obstacles, peril, and even doubt. That in itself is a beautiful thing, but in order to give your wedding structure, we like to add elements to outwardly demonstrate the inner reality of a couple's love and oneness. Sometimes you'll hear these things referred to as unity ideas, sometimes as symbolic gestures. They have been part of wedding traditions for a very long time, and the most obvious symbolism is the giving and receiving of rings. Rings are so ubiquitous that we sometimes forget that their giving is in itself a wonderful symbol of unity. I doubt we need to discuss rings, but if you'd like me to do a separate video in the future on rings and what can be done with them, please let me know in the comments section below. In Scotland, two symbolic unity elements reign supreme at wedding ceremonies: hand fasting and the sharing of a quaich. I'm planning to make videos of both these ceremonies very soon. When I do, I'll come back to this video and put links in for you. But I'd also like to share some other ideas with you to see if any of these resonate. Now, please remember, these are just jumping off points. They can be adopted just as is, or you can adapt any one of these as you see fit. If you choose to work with a Fuse celebrant, we'll all be super happy to mould any idea you have to fit you guys perfectly. So first off, the idea, which if you were pretty much anywhere else in the world would be number one, the big kahuna, and that is the candle ceremony. Now in its most basic form, the two folks getting married will each have a candle with which they light a single, usually larger candle. This is a nice one to involve mothers in, so that they are the ones to light the unity candle, perhaps with some words of wisdom for the new couple. Making the candles and personalising them could be an idea for a hen party, or a stag if you were so inclined. Special aromas could represent the couple. The whole idea is to make the ceremony as unique as you are yourselves. The other ceremony with worldwide traction is a blending ceremony. Most frequently this is done with sand or with coloured water, but you can do whatever you like with it. With sand you can fill a lovely jar or vase that you can have as a keepsake, or even send it off to be blown into a glass artefact. Using liquids can be really visual, as two complementary colours can make another. If you're foodies, what about blending oil and vinegar, or two different teas or coffees, even wine or beer? The world is your oyster. If you're thinking of a planting ceremony, you can blend soil taken from both hometowns to plant your living thing into. I'd advise any couple thinking of doing a planting to research thoroughly, because living things do die and it's too easy to give agency to unrelated circumstances. The soil used could be helpful or injurious to your plant. For outside ceremonies, many venues would be delighted for you to plant a tree on their estate, but you definitely want to check ahead of time. Also, get the donkey work done before the ceremony. You certainly don't want to be digging a 3-foot hole in a wedding gown, or even in a kilt. Now there's a couple of ideas you could use to involve all of your wedding guests. These require a bit of prior planning. If you're anything like me, you'll have been a guest at a wedding and gone to write a message to the newlyweds in a book and stood there begging the muses to endow you with divine inspiration for a good 5 minutes before scribbling the first trite thing that popped in your head. If you're going to ask your guests to get involved, give them plenty notice. You could have them write their favourite memory of you both, or to give you an idea for an anniversary date. and at a suitable moment to deposit their ideas in a beautiful box or jar prepared for the purpose. Perhaps you could send out slips along with their invites, or ask them to sharpie their thoughts onto a lovely flat pebble. Make it your own. You might save money by asking all your guests to bring flowers to the wedding to place into vases you could use for the wedding breakfast. Stipulate a palette, or leave it all to fate. Another similar idea might be to have them all bring a meaningful scrap of material that can later be crafted into a quilt or some other artefact. If you're not super crafty yourself, it could be something for a friend, a relative, or even a professional to turn out for you. But then again, why not learn a new skill? A good patchwork quilt tells a story of perseverance. If you're a couple who are interested in the esoteric, what about an elements ceremony? There are hundreds of ways to introduce fire, air, earth and water into your ceremony. I could talk about this one at length, and if you'd like me to discuss it more fully, just let me know in the comments. One last idea, and it's another old one: louping the besom, or jumping the broomstick. Since the 70s, this tradition has been seen as a particularly African one, but there has been a similar tradition amongst Romani communities which seems every bit as long. In travelling communities, one could annul an unsuccessful marriage by jumping backwards over the same broomstick. In some traditions, the broom was elevated on hurdles and had to be cleared without falling to seal the deal. Failure to clear it was an ominous sign. Well, for obvious reasons, I counsel against such an idea in a modern marriage. Making the broom, though, can be another idea for hens or stags, but you could have fun with the tradition, jumping the hoover, or whatever you like. I hope this has opened your mind to some ideas of how to incorporate some fun and some symbolism into your day. If you want to spitball some ideas with me, my Facebook page, Cammy Goodall, Scotia Celebrant, has a button to let you do just that. Send me a message on WhatsApp. If you found this interesting, please like and share this video, and I'll see you soon with some more awesome content.